Hi, my name's Childress, and I want to just take a minute and introduce myself. I first want to acknowledge that to Dr. Brian and my fellow students that I've missed the deadline for the initial post for these introductions. So I recognize and acknowledge that's not a good example of leadership in a leadership class. This is not the way to set the example of what leadership looks like, what leadership does. So I misread the deadline on the instructions. So I am here and taking a few minutes to say hello and introduce myself. I teach all the classes in the Nutrition and Food Science pathway at North Forsyth High School, which is in Cumming, Georgia. I have all grades in all three of those classes. Our current COVID status is that we are teaching in person. At the moment, our district is evaluated, looked at the data of student and staff outages, including bus drivers, which makes a huge impact that I'm realizing on the amount of students that can actually get to school. We are kind of on a day-to-day basis. The superintendent looks at the data and makes a decision school by school on whether or not schools have enough coverage by staff and subs to be able to stay open. So it's been an interesting year, different than other COVID years because the substitute situation is very dicey. We tend to have a lot of uncovered classes and subs not picking up jobs, and so teachers are having to cover for each other a lot this year, and it makes it a little more stressful in the school building because we are prepared to pivot at any moment, and that is one of our superintendent's favorite words to say is that we're going to be ready to pivot and to care about each other and to cover for each other. So we are trying our best to support each other in the school. I've chosen the teacher leadership program to honestly challenge and grow personally and professionally. Leadership it's important. It's important to me, and I've really always considered myself a leader, even as, a young person, which, to me, leadership means bringing others along, journeying alongside, but being willing to go first, being willing to fail and fail publicly so that others can see an authentic example of hopefully of positive growth through that learning and through mistakes and through victories and, really just trying to help others and help myself become the best version of myself. I want to use what I learned in this program not only in my role as teacher, and a coach. I coach a couple of sports, track and cross country, but in my personal life as well. My mission in life is to impact others personally, impact others positively, to become leaders, realizing that we're not perfect in our journey, but this journey is ours, and it does give us lots of opportunities to grow and to learn, and sharing that with other people in a real way is not just in school, not just as a teacher leader, but as a parent, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend. It's always a good thing to be willing to pull others along in your journey. So I have a sticker on my computer that says grow through what you go through. And I think that leaders do that for sure, and they help others do that. I want to just talk for a second about the difference between teacher leadership and administrative leadership. There's a lot of similarities. I do believe there's some differences too. I think the main difference is authority. I feel like that admin, especially in a professional setting, have a paid responsibility to hold people accountable. Their accountability is a little more, I feel like it's a little more serious of a job. There's a lot of people watching and a lot of people expecting them to, as admin, to do their job and to be a leader even in the toughest of times. And sometimes I believe that, staff and students can be very difficult to lead. And I've learned probably over the years that teachers can be harder to lead than students. Even sometimes adults can be hard to lead. So I do believe that teacher leaders have an opportunity to be a little bit less threatening at times, I think, because it may or may not be an official leadership role. I think that teachers can impact other teachers in experience and in friendship and in being models and being advocates of the profession and of students. And I do believe that in an official leadership position, there is responsibility, but as teachers, we all have responsibility to lead our classes, to lead the students, to lead our parents towards becoming the best version of ourselves. I believe that that's all a common goal. But I do believe that admin sometimes has to be a little bit more serious in their ways and means of accomplishing that. So I'm excited about this journey. This is the first class in the teacher leadership program for me. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you and Dr. Brian and getting to know you, and just thankful for this opportunity. Thank you for watching.